a show. What a Monday Night Raw. You know, not only because it was the Slammies, and not only because it was the Raw after TLC, but it just was a return galore. So many people returned. You know what? Let me just get into it. First match of the night, Rey Mysterio versus Damien Sandow. Good match. Rey Mysterio gets the win. Not too surprising. Then Booker T comes out to present the most shocking moment. But before he did that, the Boogeyman returned. I'm like, the Boogeyman? Really? How many people remember the Boogeyman? I don't think a whole lot, but when I heard that music, I said, whoa. And seeing him with the worms, it was creepy, it was gross, but you know what? There was a small part of me that said, good times. Then we came back from the break. The most shocking moment, some good choices. Kofi Kingston wins from his Royal Rumble handstand, which I actually forgot about, so it was cool that they showed that. Next match, Kaitlyn versus Eve. It should have happened last night, at least in my opinion, because Kaitlyn got screwed out of that Battle Royal. And Kaitlyn beat Eve. Good. Not only am I glad that Kaitlyn won, but she beat Eve, and hopefully Kaitlyn gets another title shot because she deserves it. And I love Kaitlyn. I do. The New Age Outlaws. Yes, the New Age Outlaws. Awesome. They come out to present the comeback of the year. And, you know, they showed Brock Lesnar, they showed Chris Jericho. I was like, I figured I was going to vote for Brock Lesnar until they showed Jerry the King Lawler. And then I said, you know what, how could I not vote for Jerry the King Lawler? This guy died and came back. He came back from the dead. That's the craziest comeback story you could ever think. And you know what? He won. Good for the King. He deserved it. Match, Kofi Kingston versus Tensai. Quick match too. Kofi Kingston beats him pretty easily, which I'm like, poor Tensai. Speaking of poor Tensai, wait till I get to later on. Holy crap. Vicky Guerrero comes out to present the Kiss of the Year, and AJ was in every category, which totally made AJ look like a total slut. It did. Her and Kane, her and Daniel Bryan, her and CM Punk, her and John Cena. And you know what? I was voting on the app. And it was cool that we could vote for, you know, the Slammies and stuff. That was cool. That was different. My one gripe is that they had the options on the app in these little tiny letterbox form, and they were like, hey, vote. And then when I would try ever so hard to vote, I would accidentally hit the wrong option. And I'm like, no, I didn't want to vote for that one. Like, for example, I wanted to vote for AJ and Kane just because it was random, and I thought it would be funny to see them, you know, get the award together. But I'm like trying to press it, and it accidentally hits her and John Cena. And I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't want to vote for that. And what happens? That wins. I'm not saying that's probably why they won, but I'm just saying, like, what if, am I the only one that had that problem? So many times I just tried, I was like, no, I want this one, and whatever. AJ comes out, and she gets the award. Whatever. Next match, the Great Khali with Natalya versus David Otunga. Man, what a waste of time that match was. Really, who cares? Who cares about Khali? Who cares about Natalya? Great, talented diva wrestler just being wasted right now. David Otunga. Anyways, the Great Khali won. Shocking. But then, Ric Flair. Woo! Yes, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. You know what? I will admit, initially when Ric Flair had that retirement match with Shawn Michaels, I was like, great. Great match, great retirement match. Much respect for Ric Flair. But then he went to TNA and started wrestling again. And I lost some respect for Ric Flair because he did that. Because I just said, that you shouldn't do that. You know, it's almost like you make a promise to Shawn Michaels, to the fans, that this is your last match, and then you just go and wrestle. Also in a different organization to boot, but you know what? Seeing the Nature Boy back tonight on Raw was amazing. It was awesome. I have to admit that. It was just awesome to see Ric Flair doing what he does. And he presented Superstar of the Year. And again, I voted for CM Punk. And CM Punk, after being WWE Champion for the entire year, I don't know how he doesn't win. But you know who did win? John Cena. And I literally was like, what the fuck? You know, great. and half the fans are booing him. I'm like, who voted for him? If he's getting this much boos, who voted for the guy? And then Cena wanting to be Mr. Goody Two Shoes, the sport that he is. He gives the Slammy Award to Ric Flair. Ric Flair, he just returned tonight, and you're giving him a Superstar of the Year award? Like, wow. Way to show that you really wanted the award, Cena. CM Punk comes out, on crutches albeit, and he says, you know what, I should have had this award, and I agree with him. He's right. Then he makes an offhand comment saying with one leg he could still beat up Ric Flair. Ric Flair was like, you know what, let's go then. Gets in the ring, and they're going at it. I'm like, really? He does a figure four leg lock on Paul Heyman, which was awesome. Then Shield comes out. And I'm thinking to myself, if Shield really is, oh, we want to stop injustice and we want to right the wrongs, wouldn't they be on the side of Ric Flair because Ric Flair's big return was interrupted by CM Punk? But no, they go after Ric Flair, and it kind of tells you that, come on, this is a little way too fishy. But they came back from break. It pissed me off that they come back from break and they're already fighting. I'm like, what did I miss? But Kane and Daniel Bryan were out there. They were helping Ric Flair against the Shield. Wasn't looking too good at first, and then Ryback came out, and they took care of the Shield. That was pretty cool. And that backstage segment where Ric Flair, Daniel Bryan, and Kane were just doing all their gimmicks and catchphrases, and Ron Simmons comes in and says, damn, that literally never gets old, and I love it. Ron Simmons, a.k.a. Farouk. Awesome. Brodus Clay versus JTG, random. Who even knew JTG was still in the company? Because I didn't. Brodus Clay gets the win. He dances with the kids because we all know that Brodus Clay just loves the kids, right? Of course. Santino Marella and Tensai come out to present the LOL moment. And what was up with Tensai tripping and falling on his face? I'm like, is this the Shockmaster all over again? And he has this huge bandage on his head, like wrapped around his head, because he got the Trouble in Paradise from Kofi earlier, and they totally treat him like a joke. Santino's making fun of him, calling him Fat Albert, and I'm just like, wow, they have officially given up on trying to make Tensai a threat. I already knew that because he hasn't won a match since the Day Before Forever, but still, now it's going to be insanely hard to take him seriously, even though I did laugh at Santino's joke. Anyways, the LOL moment of the year... LOL. Why can't you just say the funniest? That pisses me off. As much as I like advancement in technology and, new technology nowadays, the fact that social media has taken over our world so much that we talk like LOL, that's become a normal thing to say. LOL. Anyways, The Rock wins that for his thing in Boston where he made fun of John Cena. That was pretty funny. Sin Cara versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes and his mustache gets the win. Whatever. Zack Ryder and Layla come out to present the trending hashtag of the year. Really? Now we're giving away for the best tweet of the year. Ryback wins that. Hashtag feed me more. I think Zack Ryder should have won that. Just saying. Big Show comes out and literally bores the crowd to tears. He's out there talking smack with his huge chair, but the crowd is chanting boring. And I've heard them chant boring a few times, but I love the fact that Big Show acknowledged that and called them out on it. Sheamus came out, interrupted them. We saw a lot of what chants, which, again, what never gets old. Never does. Sheamus actually paid Big Show respect. He shook his hand and said, "You were the better man." I was like, wow, good sportsmanship. Interesting. Until Big Show had to make his sly comment and Sheamus attacked him for it. Beat his ass with that big chair. And good. I don't know if this is going to continue the feud. I don't think I care to see them continue the feud, but what are you going to do? Dolph Ziggler, after Sheamus attacked Big Show, Dolph Ziggler came out with his Money in the Bank briefcase. I thought he was going to cash it in, and I was going to say, wow, are we really about to end the year with Dolph Ziggler winning the world title? That's great. And then John Cena attacks him. Great, Cena. Great way to ruin a moment for Dolph Ziggler, for me, for the fans who wanted to see it. You know what, Cena? Again, I don't hate Cena. I'm not a Cena hater, but it's just little things. The little things are getting to me. 3MB in a 6-man tag versus Alberto Del Rio and The Miz, and I guess another mystery partner, a rematch from last night. But I don't know whose idea it was to have the Brooklyn Brawler be the guy, because that was dumb. But this time they brought out Tommy Dreamer. Great, that's awesome. It was awesome to see Tommy Dreamer back. ECW all the fucking way, and he still looks good, you know. And they get the win. That was a hell of a DDT Tommy Dreamer did. Then Sheamus comes out to present the newcomer of the year. No surprise, Ryback won that. I did like that Ryback fought Antonio Cesaro because Antonio was also nominated, and he was my close second as far as newcomer of the year. He's been great so far, Antonio. And I also like the fact that Antonio just left. He left the match because, yeah, you might say it's cheap to have a count-out victory, but you know what? I really didn't care to see Antonio get squashed by Ryback. I didn't. I really didn't. Then Mean Gene Okerlund, Ricky Steamboat, and JR come out to present Match of the Year. And this definitely was a great pick. The end of an era. WrestleMania, Hell in a Cell, Undertaker Triple H, fucking awesome match. Triple H came out with his short hair, by the way. It's definitely an end of an era to see Triple H with short hair. Never thought I'd see it. But it was cool to see him talk and just sort of be real with the fans. And hey, we haven't seen the last of The Undertaker. That's what Triple H said. And hearing that, great. Then backstage we see The Shield attack Tommy Dreamer, which sucks because you know Tommy Dreamer was such in good shape during that match. I was like, hey, let's have Tommy Dreamer back, you know. Why not? But Shield took him out. They also took out Ricardo. I don't know. That brings us, though, to our main event. And a fucking crazy main event match at that. John Cena and Vicky Guerrero versus Dolph Ziggler and AJ. Really? Could you be any more random with this? AJ ends up leaving during the match, and Vicky left too. And while Cena and Ziggler were facing each other, AJ brings out this guy, Big E Langston, who I did see a couple times on NXT. But I just initially was like, Jesus Christ, this guy is a big mofo. I don't know if, like, what, so now AJ's going to be dating this guy too? Really? But he attacks Cena, does some impressive move on him, and that's how the show ends. Now, you know, they're bringing up a lot of guys from NXT, and they're doing this whole, like, let's have them attack the big superstars. That's a formula that shouldn't be used so much. We just had the Shield come in, and they look impressive, and they're attacking the biggest and best guys. But now you're going to have this guy attack Cena, the top guy, too. It's just, that's going to lose momentum. That's going to lose impactful just feeling, you know. You just don't have every newcomer attack a big guy. Whatever, that's just a minor complaint. Anyways, guys, I thought Raw, the Slammies, was pretty damn good. I enjoyed it a lot. Anytime you can have the best of the year or just a retrospective on the year, it's great. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of Slammies. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace, subscribe, later.